India, in Israel, and Las Vegas, and pretty much all over the world. So that's very cool. All right, so let me introduce the topic today. So my name is Bertrand. I'm the co-creator of Instant Infographics Presence with Paul Clifford, who I'm about to introduce in a second. And the whole point about content marketing is like when I first started a few years ago, I used to follow pretty bad advice on marketing. And that advice was like, if you want to get traffic, you need to buy backlinks, So I would go out and buy, thousands of backlinks. I would buy, millions of forum profile links. I would use things like SENuke and just try to spam my links everywhere, comment links and all that kind of stuff. I would even get fake views on YouTube to try to boost my view count. And that's kind of the old-fashioned, I would say, way of doing marketing. That's something that would work, a few years ago. But then, there was all the Google updates, the Panda updates, and all the slaps. And about a year ago, I went to a marketing event that Paul was hosting in London, which was really good. And that kind of started my content marketing career. So the whole idea behind content marketing is that delivering value to your audience is actually the best way to get traffic, sales, and build authority in any niche. And that pretty much changed my whole business. So I went from buying articles on Fiverr and forum profile links for like $20 for 500 links or something, to really spending time crafting very good content, very good articles and very good videos, and later on infographics. And that kind of brought a ton more traffic than what I could have imagined in the past. So what I'm just trying to get at is, I think that the best way, to last in this business, is to kind of focus on really adding value to your marketplace, like really bringing like exceptionally good educational content, how-to material, and things that really help your market for free, and then give this content away for free, and in turn, you'll get, a ton of traffic. So that's pretty much going to be the talk of today's webinar. And I'm going to let Paul take over and explain you all you need to know about content marketing today. So Paul, if you want to take over the microphone.
Hi guys, so hopefully everyone can hear me, and thanks for that intro. Absolutely spot on there, Bertrand. And you know what, I've been there too as well.
All right, yeah, we all started this way, I guess.
We all started that way, exactly. So I'm in California at the moment, in a hotel room. So hopefully the sound is good and clear. And I'm just going to do play on the slide, so hopefully you should see that okay. So what you should see on screen is something called Beyond Infographics Content Marketing Automation. And what I'm going to talk about a bit is a few things. So, first of all, talk a bit just about who I am and everything, and then talk about the whole approach to content marketing, and more specifically an area within content marketing called curation and creating content, and show you some tricks, some really neat tricks on how you can automate a lot of this. So first of all, let me just tell you a bit about myself. I used to work for large corporate companies, banks and things like international companies, building sort of large online software systems. And then what I did is I did a lot of startups, where I was actually creating, software startups and, and selling them with other people. But I was always doing that as an employee, not as my own business. And so I was always kind of a slave to the corporate world. So although it's really, really interesting, it wasn't my own, my own business. And I always had this passion and drive to sort of do something myself. And then, while I was still, working full time, I, started online marketing like a lot of us, and I struggled with it, and it took 2 years before I saw any sort of real success, and I tried everything, paid traffic, did article marketing, and all those sorts of techniques that we've all looked at, and all gone through. And I finally started making some money actually using SEO and e-commerce products. So, basically I was creating drop shipping sites that sold things like wine fridges and kitchen furniture and, things like that. And I was ranking, all these pages using long tail keywords, and they were converting. And so that was great, but it wasn't passive enough because you're basically running a shop, okay? And no matter how online it was, people still kept phoning you, and you still had to deal with customers, issues. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with customer support, but when someone has a problem with their wine fridge, then it started getting a bit tricky, because you've got like $1,000 wine fridge that you had to kind of talk them through a problem. And I really was looking for something a bit more passive than that. So what we did is I started building software because I knew everything about software. I started building software to make people's lives easier online. So all the people that that we're talking to at the moment, who are trying to rank sites, trying to get traffic, trying to look for keywords, all that sort of stuff. I just wanted to make all those tasks a lot smoother and a lot easier. And we formed, Page One Traffic as the company, and we've got around 16,000 customers now, all using our products. So that's just a little bit about me, so you know where we're coming from. And what I wanted to do is just start with one thing to ask you, and that is, how much money is your number one website worth to you right now? Okay, just let me know what you actually really value your website, and what sort of value do you place on that? And think in terms, when you're thinking about that question, think in terms of the amount of effort you're putting in. You probably bought some themes and plugins, the countless hours you might have put in actually building it and everything. So just type that in the chat box, and let me know. So we've got Kurt saying 200,000, Alan's saying $100,000, Douglas 1,500 a month. So we've got lots and lots of answers coming in here. So exactly, So, one of the reasons why, I asked this question is, you've really got to put a value on your business, and also, you need to really, basically understand that, everything you're doing is targeted towards this goal, okay, and to value it, so that if you take shortcuts and buy little tricks that aren't quite right, okay, the types of things where you buy a plugin sort of on the Warrior Forum or whatever that says one click and you're going to get 1,000 backlinks, okay, and 3,000 hits to your website. And I know that just doesn't smell right, okay. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. All right. So then the question then following all that, if you really, really value your site, you don't want to take any shortcuts, okay? Because what happens with shortcuts is they will damage your site. They'll damage your rankings. And all of a sudden, you could lose, everything overnight. And I've done that. I've lost sites that I've been working on for 6 months. One of my e-commerce sites I was working on for 6 months, and it really started making money. And then I thought I'd make a change, which I shouldn't have done. And it didn't feel right, but I wasn't concentrating. And I thought, well, this could be like, this could take me from, $1,000 to $10,000 a month. That's what I was thinking. And I made that change, and the next day, literally, the site was gone. Okay, it was gone from so most of my keywords were in positions 1, 2, and 3, and the next day they were down to like 200. Okay, so never again will I do that. And so what you've really got to think to yourself now is, and this comes to this question that I've got in front of you now, is would you invest a little more time now? So in other words, doing things the way that Google wants you to do things, okay, if it meant the rewards were a stable, high traffic, powerful authority site, okay?
Uh, I mean, yeah, Paul, and if you don't mind, I might just, give my 2 cents on that. Um, and you're really right that sometimes, you would, buy the wrong type of service or, buy the wrong types of backlinks, especially. And, it can be really, really frustrating. I mean, I have a couple of my friends, and I've experienced that myself, where, overnight you might lose 70% of your revenues. Like a couple months ago, there was a new Google update, and one of my friends who was doing CPA marketing went from, like $2,000 a month to like $500 a month, just because of a single update, and because all of his backlinks and all of his marketing were, done using very cheap marketing technique. So, I mean, especially if you're in for the long run, if you want to build a business that will, help you in the years to come, it really makes sense, to try to build a stable business, as you are saying.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we kind of know all along, what Google wants, okay? But we all want to do it faster, and that's the problem, I think. We all want the results much, much faster than than what we're seeing, and that's what forces us to take these shortcuts. But if you just do things in a bit more consistent way, then you'll get there in the end. So basically, what I want to talk about is the following things. So first of all, why curation gets you traffic and actually enables you to create an authority site. And I'm going to talk you through 5 new curation models that you should be using right now. And there's also 2 little tricks that you can use literally after this webinar to suck search visitors to your site. And you can put those into action straight away. And then I want to show you how you can automate a lot of this using a software product called Kudani. Okay, so first of all, like why curate? Why even bother with that? And what is it? Well, Google actually has a big problem, and right now it's got such such a huge amount of content out there, and it's indexing so much that literally it could present like any one of the top 20 results as number one, and any of them will be a good quality result. And so, the thing is, it's really, really hard now ranking for those big keywords. It's really, really hard because there have been sites that have been there for like 10 years that are major authority sites. So all the big keywords, are gone. It's impossible to try and get up there with that. All right. Um, and what Google are now kind of doing in a way is they're looking for curators, and by that they're looking for alternatives to backlinks to measure ranking or to measure the quality of a page or a site. And as you may know, backlinks is the heart of Google, always has been, but it's too easy to fake, and that's what link spamming and everything is all about, and that's why they're trying to combat that. So of course, what they're looking for is the social signals, and the social signals in a way are harder to fake, all right, because they're meant to come from real people, and by combining the two, yeah, then they can give more authority to that page or to that site. And the one of the ways they're using social signals is using things like authorship. Okay, so if you've got a Google Plus profile, okay, and you set that up and link that up to your Facebook page and everything, then you can actually um, improve what's called your author rank, okay, or your authorship around your Google Plus profile, which then gives you authority. And combining all that together, you kind of become a curator once you start using a technique, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So they're looking to use social, okay, as a proof of validity. All right, so as a way of really establishing that a page is a good result, a site is a good site. And what they're also doing is using relevance more than they ever have done before. Their algorithms are very, very sophisticated. They understand, how to measure relevance, not just on your site, but also from links coming from other sites too. If you go onto Webmaster Tools, you'll find lots of videos, from people like Matt Cutts and the Webmaster team, and they talk about all the different things you can and can't do. And what they do talk about is curation. They have, this particular video actually talks about, using the dodgy plugins on one end, which Google doesn't like, the ones that just sit on your site and automatically churn out content. And they're called, some people call them curation, but they're not curation, okay, even though they might be labeled as that. To the other end, and he uses the example of New York Times as a site that's just curating content, but they're doing it intelligently, and they're doing it manually by, selecting interesting content to curate. So, Google loves it. It understands it. It's not duplicate content. And of course, I'll go into it in a bit more detail and explain to you what the actual technique is. But remember, above all, your site still must be socially influenced. Okay, it must be fully tweaked for on-page SEO. It must be fast and well structured, well organized. It must be directly relevant to the query, and you can do that using your posts. And you need to be consistently publishing, okay? And by that, you need to be regularly pushing posts out to your site, okay? You can't just do like 5 and abandon it for a month and then do another 5. You need to choose whatever you're comfortable with and you can manage with that. That's once a week to 7 times a week, whatever you are in between those two. You need to be regular, okay, and keep doing it. And you attract this algorithm called QDF, which is a Google algorithm, which stands for Query Deserves Freshness. And that algorithm is geared to look for content that's being posted right now, okay? And that's where you get the instant traffic. And once you start doing all that, you become authoritative, okay? You start attracting links, you start attracting shares, and everything else starts to snowball, and you start to become the authority site and get the huge amounts of traffic that the people are always aspiring to. So let's just quickly, because a lot of people here probably don't know what curation is, what I'm talking about, and I totally get that. So let me just talk about what the basics of curation are, so that you just, so I can bring everyone up to speed and take you forward all together with the same level of knowledge. Now, if you look at this, this is literally a post, if you like, on your website. And I've circled and underlined certain areas so I can just talk about them. And starting right at the top, the circle around SEO is not an exact science. That is a keyword orientated title. So I've done a bit of research and I found a long tail keyword, okay, and tried to incorporate that into my title, but also tried to make the title interesting, so that people are engaged. People might see that title and think, oh, wonder what he means by that, and then they'll click on that from the search results and go into the actual post. Then the second bit there is a short paragraph, which is your introduction, okay, to the content, okay, so what you're actually going to write about. And this can be as long as you can manage, but it's meant to just provide the context, okay, to the whole post. And then the third piece is the actual curated content. So this is where you found an article somewhere on the web on someone else's site, and you've curated or copied, that content from that site. But what you haven't done is copied the whole article. You've copied around 40%, of that post. And what you've done at the end there is you've referenced the original post in a proper link. So where it says at the bottom, see consult here, or sorry, SEO consult here, that is a backlink that goes straight to their site. Okay, it's not a no follow backlink, it's a genuine backlink that goes to SEO consult. So SEO consult will thank you okay, because you're providing backlinks to them. And you're also telling Google, hey, this is where I got the content from, okay? And Google totally recognizes that, all right? And it totally understands that. And, by you using this technique, then, you're able to create content faster, okay? Because you're not writing all this, okay? You're just writing in the introduction and everything, but you're also providing more authoritative reading to your visitors, okay? Because they're coming to your site and you're kind of backing up your point with what other people are saying from other authority sites. And then at the end there, where it says interesting that they are using the cloud sourcing model, that is your summary. Again, you're providing your input, your opinion, into the post. So that, in a nutshell, is probably the most basic, curated post you will find, and that's the essence, if you like, of what curation is. Okay, and what it enables you to do is create content really, really quickly, and publish content quickly that's still authoritative. Okay, because you're taking content from authority sites, and that's really, really important. Okay, so when you're doing curation, what other signals does Google look for authority? And if you look at this diagram here and you look at number one, first of all, they're looking for relevance. And if you're curating from an authority site, then you're actually creating relevant content on your site, okay, to that authority site. So they're already seeing that your page that you're in yellow there is actually relevant to other authority sites. Okay, so already you're starting to position your page as an authority page on the web. And then number two, you've got the title that matches the query. So this is where it's really, really important to put long tail keywords in your title, because long tail keywords and the keywords that people are searching for right now are the keywords that rank really, really easily, because you don't need a lot of backlinks, okay, because there's not a huge amount of competition for those keywords. And then number three, you need to interlink your posts, okay, within your site using keywords, okay. So if you're talking about weight loss and you've got a definition or something about weight loss somewhere else in your site, then link across to it, okay. Make sure you interlink quite a lot within your site. And then number four, with Google Plus, make sure you set up your Google Plus profile and link it to your main site, okay? Because Google is looking at Google Plus as its own, it is its own social network, and it wants all the Google Plus users to be genuine users, even though you can use pen names, but they like your users to have an email address, and sometimes they validate the email address with a mobile phone number, so they kind of know that the account is valid, okay, whereas Facebook is a lot looser and a lot easier to create multiple accounts, right? So Google Plus then, by doing that, it gives it more authority, it's more authentic, okay. And then number five, where you use social signals to validate the post's quality. And this is where, when you create a post, then you need to get that post shared out onto various other social sites. So things like share it on your Facebook page, on your Google Plus business page, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on various other Web 2 sites like FriendFeed and the whole variety of other Web 2 sites, which I'll come to in a bit. But make sure that that is all done, and you'll start to see traffic coming in. So I want to just talk about 5 curation models. So this is what you can do right now, and you can obviously research these a bit more. But this is an overview of the 5 curation models that that you can put together and start creating content for your site that people actually want to read. And this is the key difference. Okay, so you're not creating content just for the search engines. You're not creating content just to pad your site out. you're doing it to actually get people to actually read what's on your site, so people will get engaged with it. And of course, by becoming engaged with your content, then they're going to come back, okay, or they're going to sign up to your newsletter. All right, and these are the things that you really need to do. So the first model is called aggregation, and this is where you're kind of grouping together the best types of content on a subject. And the way you do that is you research things like the 10 best tips for whatever your niche is, or 5 strategies to overcome, I don't know, giving up smoking, or whatever your niche is. Okay, and what you're doing is you're introducing your 5 strategies, and then you're creating 5 little bits of content from other sites. Okay, and you're pushing that out to your site. And this is probably the most common method of curation out there. Then the next one is called distillation. And distillation is where you're taking something complicated and you're pulling out the key elements and making it really simple for them to understand. And it's really good for your readers. People really appreciate that. You're taking a complex topic and you're turning it into into sentences and words that people can really absorb quickly. And it's a great way of really getting engagement into your site, and that's called distillation. And then the third one is called elevation, and this is where you're spotting snippets of trending material and pulling that all into one piece. Okay, so this could be something that's really topical right now, that's really escalating, and people are looking for a quick summary on it, or a quick timeline, or something that's happening right now that that's got a lot of buzz and a lot of traffic around. And this is where you can use things like Twitter, searching on hashtags, or searching on Google News is really good for that as well. Okay, because the Google News algorithm is always looking for fresh content, and stuff that's escalating and trending right now. And essentially, by doing all this, then you're getting huge amounts of traffic to your site very quickly. And just to give you an example, what people do with this, one of the classics is iPhone 6. Okay, if you have a post with iPhone 6 in the title, then you're going to get traffic, because everyone is searching for that. Okay, and if you look at the results you get for iPhone 6, no one has actually got any real news about iPhone 6 at all, but they're all talking about it. And the reason they're creating posts around iPhone 6 is because they know it gets traffic, and they're getting registrations to their site, and it's just a way of getting people to their website. Now, the other one is called mashup, and this is where you're kind of merging different views of content to make an argument or a case for something. And this is really good where you want to create something a bit more contentious, and put 2 different views together, because people really enjoy that. They enjoy seeing an argument, or seeing a balanced view. Okay, and that's what mashup is all about. And a time-based is the last one. And this is where you're grouping topics together based on their order over time. So, you might have researched Facebook and the growth of Facebook, the growth of social media, and you might have seen these, and especially in infographics, this is a very popular topic where, you can show from day one to now, all the different events that have happened over history within a certain niche. Okay, and people really appreciate that because they kind of see the whole thing, the whole evolution, all mapped out. Okay, so that's your 5 curation models, and I can see some questions coming in, so we'll cover some of the questions towards the end. Let's just move on a bit to 2 tricks. I'd love to just show you this. Okay, there's just 2 little tricks, and these are kind of the things that you're going to smack your forehead. That in a way they're quite obvious, but hardly anyone does this. And it's really important to start doing this whenever you're creating content to your site. So the first one is to use the right titles for your posts. And this sounds really obvious. Of course, you want to use the right titles. But the things you need to be thinking about are essentially using trending keywords that are optimized to match the traffic. So use keywords, long tail keywords that people are using right now. Okay. And you can get that from Google Suggests. And Google Suggests is, when you go into Google, you can, whenever you start typing, it comes back with, with all the suggested keywords, or all the suggested searches. That is called the Google Suggests algorithm. Okay. And when you start typing there, what shows up first are the searches that are trending. Okay, so these are the searches that people are using right now. And so if something's happened within the month, you'll see the keywords there. You won't find them in the Google Keyword Tool, because the Google Keyword Tool is based on historical data. So, it averages stuff, over 6 months, over a year. And, it's more for long-term stable traffic, but not about trending traffic. So use trending keywords that are optimized to match the traffic in your titles. And then secondly, use and write easy solutions to problems. Okay, people are looking for quick fixes. When they're searching on the web, they're looking for instant results. They're looking for 5 tips, 5 strategies, or 2 things that people can do right now. They're looking for those types of things. And so, what you can do to do that is write things like this: 5 ways to create, whatever your niche is or keyword. 3 whatever tips that guarantee success. How I used keyword to make $1,000 in 5 days. 10 tips to master your niche. 3 niche lessons that you can benefit from today. Why I used this to achieve my goals. Achieve victory with these 5 strategies, or never before heard of, such and such tips. So you can see straight away, these are the types of titles that get clicks, okay, because they've got numbers in that people can see straight away that, there's fast results there. Okay, when people see, right, there's 3 lessons that, I can benefit from today, then people are going to click on that. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that all the professionals are using out there, to actually get clicks on their website. Because if you think about it, when your page appears in the search result, it's probably not necessarily going to be at number 1. It could be number 2, number 3, or anywhere on that page. But as a searcher, you don't always click on just the first spot. You scan the page looking for the best results, don't you?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah. You scan the result looking for the
pretty
best
much.
result. Go on, Bertrand. Go on.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on that. Like yesterday, I was actually looking for a live chat solution for my website, and you're pretty right that these posts that give you an instant solution really work very well. I mean, I was kind of Googling stuff, and then I came across a post that says, the 5 best live chat plugins for WordPress, and that kind of drew my attention straight. I went straight for it, and that pretty much solved my problem right away. So I just wanted to say it's a very great way to drive traffic and offer good solutions to your audience.
Exactly, and those types of posts are really, really powerful.
Up to you, Paul.
Yeah, those kind of posts are really, really powerful. I mean, that's why you'll see a ton of posts about the 10 best WordPress themes. All right, the 10 free WordPress themes. Collecting data, collecting other content like that is really, really powerful, and it provides the right solutions, for people. So the other thing you can do is use the right descriptions. And so these are the description or snippet is what appears below the title in the search result. Okay, and this is where you really want to write a bit of sales content. It needs to be a bit salesy, and because again, people are scanning the whole Google page, they're scanning the whole result, looking for something to click on, and so they see the title, but then they look straight away at the description underneath. And hardly anyone does this. People will just like put stuff in there that describes the page. What they won't do is write about how to draw that visitor into the page. Okay, So for example, I picked out 2 examples earlier. And so one's about gardening tips. So I searched on gardening tips and it comes back, gardening advice, get gardening help, tips and advice from the Telegraph, your source for practical help in the garden. Yeah, all right. It's okay, but it's not that engaging, okay, as a description. It doesn't draw me in. And if you search on things like how to improve your memory, then improve your concentration ability. If you want to improve your memory, you have to be able to focus, to learn, to recall information. That doesn't tell me anything, okay? All right, that's not interesting, and that's not going to get me to click on that site. But, on the same page, you get these kind of things. And so this one, the first one, here are a few tips I've learned about how to go about guerrilla gardening, a basic 12-step guide. Okay, now that is, I'm going to click on, okay, because that is engaging. I want to know what I want to know the 12-step guide. I also want to know what guerrilla gardening is, and I'm sure it's just gardening, but doing it in an easy, quick way. And again, the second example there is about improving your memory, and the description is 5 tips to maximize mental focus. Brilliant. Okay, that's what I want, and that's that's the kind of thing that I'm going to click on, much more than the other 2 examples. And with those things, what you can also do, and I put that in red below, you can add a time-driven motive, and a time-driven motive is something that basically enables you to do something within a certain number of days. So for example, 5 tips to maximize mental focus in 5 days would be even more powerful, okay? And that's really, really important to understand. So if you put in a time-driven motive, you can engage the person even more. All right, so now you can see, you've seen the topics. You can see how to do curation. You've learned 5 different curation models, okay, that you can put into effect straight away. You've learned at least 2 different strategies to get more clicks on your website, and all the pros are doing that right now. And what I want to show you now is how you can speed a lot of this process up, okay, and do it, really, really on autopilot, okay, but still enabling you to be in control and do things intelligently. And so this is where I want to talk a bit about something called Kudani, okay, which is a software system that essentially is an all-in-one automated software package that it automatically extracts relevant content through feeds, through RSS feeds, on the web. And literally, you can drag and drop content and curate high authority posts immediately, and post this out to your website. And it includes, a keyword tool to find keywords that are actually fresh, from Google Suggests, so that you can find the stuff that people are actually searching for right now. And it's got an integrated search engine, so you can find content, images, and videos. And what also provides, and this is where the magic comes, is you've got actual proven templates there to get you going in minutes. And what you can also do is create infographics, okay, which we've seen earlier. And you can track and compare the social metrics, of your posts with your competition, and find backlink opportunities through guest posts and comment links. So let's have a look and see what this actually looks like in action. So what I'm going to do is just show you the Kudani screen. And so you should be able to see the app here. And the way it's organized is, down the left here, okay, we have the area called feeds, and these are all collections of RSS feeds that come from people's blogs. And on any of these sites, then you can click on any of these, like Lifehacker, and all the posts appear here. And so you can just click on a post, and it opens up in a little sort of view window below here. So this one's all about scenting your car with an unlit candle during the summer, okay. And so you can have any number of feeds. Okay, it's completely unlimited. You can import your feeds from other readers. So if you use, I mean, Google Reader is now sort of closed down, but if you use any of the other readers, then you can import them all into here, and it will automatically keep them all up to date for you. And you can group them according to your niche. You can create different titles, different groupings, and arrange everything so you can get the right content really, really quickly. And then what we have is an area here called snippets, which is whenever you're creating content for your website, if you see some content, maybe here, for example, you want to just grab that content and save it somewhere, then you have this button here called Make Snippet, and you click on that, and it saves it like in this little database. And again, you can define these folders as you want. You can create, them for whatever titles you want, and it's a great way of just grabbing content and storing it for you. And then there's the search feature, and this is where this search feature will search over Google Blogs, Google News, your articles in the feeds. It will search over videos from YouTube. It will search over images from various public domain image databases to Flickr, Commons databases, or across Twitter. If you want to search over Twitter hashtags or anything like that, you can do that all within the search engine. And what it does is it saves all your search results, okay, and all your search strings, so that you can go straight back to it really, really quickly, okay. So if I had a search for coffee beans, for example, that I did some time ago, and that was a video search, then I can just double click it, and the whole search just comes back into my search results, okay, and it all comes up here. So all these are videos all about coffee beans, okay. So and then what you have is a keyword tool here, and this searches over the Google Suggests database. So again, if I typed in coffee beans, then I can search over Google, and these are all the keywords that people are searching on right now, okay. And I don't even have to just search on Google. I can search over Amazon, over Bing, over Ask, eBay, YouTube. So for example, if I'm doing a more of an e-commerce niche or an Amazon site, then I might search over Amazon instead. Let me just clear that and show you what that looks like. So now what happens when I'm searching over coffee beans, the results are more around the types of searches that people are searching for actual products. Okay, so they're more product type search results. So things like coffee beans grinder. Okay, and with any of these keywords, what you can do is you can highlight them and look at what the trends are for those results. And what's really, really important for trends is that you want to create posts around keywords that people are searching for, on an ongoing basis. Okay, you don't really want to search for something that's very, very spiky, and by that I mean, if something's just come out, so let's say, for example, this coffee beans vanilla, so it's quite consistent now, okay, but at one point it had just a spike, okay. So if you created post over that, the chances are over the long term you're not going to get traffic, okay, because it was just something spiky that happened at that moment in time. Let's see if there's any more, just to give you a bit more of an example. Okay, coffee beans tech it, whatever that is. Okay, so that was obviously something that was very trending at a point in time, but I can see now that the interest has waned, and so it's probably not worth me writing about that keyword, okay, right now. Okay, so that's the keyword engine, and it's really, really powerful. And when you found a keyword, what you could do is you could take that keyword and I can take that into my search, okay, And so green coffee beans I just copied into my search, and I might search over Google Blogs, for example, and these are all the results for that particular query. Okay, so why does green coffee bean extract work? And so there's my search results. Here's a summary of what that content is, and when you want to create a post around that, I could take that that result on its own, and I could just highlight this content, and I can either drag it into my editor here, or I can click on this button here that says move into editor, and you'll see what it does. It moves that content in, and then what it does is it puts in the source of that content. So this is where the curation comes in. Okay, so it automatically knows where that has come from and pushes it into my post there. And if I think, well, that's not enough, right? That's pretty weak content, then I can download or click on this button called read more, and it opens up the actual website behind that post. Okay, and so then I can do a bit more reading, and I can find out that actually it's all about this thing called chlorogenic acid. So let's just take that content. That is probably more relevant. Copy that in, and then sort of write a post around that. Okay, and now you can see how you're starting to build up a post, quite rapidly around this particular content. Okay. And green coffee beans itself is probably quite broad, all right, as a keyword. And if I go back to my keyword tool here, I can see my green coffee beans keyword, and if I double clicked on that, it's going to drill down into that to find me the little gems of keywords that people are really interested in. And here it is. So green coffee beans for weight loss. Okay, so that actually is probably going to be an excellent title. Let's just see where there's traffic for that. Yeah, there's traffic for that. Okay, and it's consistent. It's reasonably fresh. Okay, so it didn't start from day one, and that's probably because green coffee beans are probably something reasonably new. And straight away, what I could do then is maybe I'll just write my post around that. And I'll just move that to the title of my post. Okay, and you can see it's copied it straight into there, and and that's starting to form an interesting post. But that's not all. Okay, so okay, that matches the keyword, but is that enough to get people to click on it? Probably not. So let's just think about what kind of engaging titles that I want to use for my post. And down here, we've got this last option called templates. And in templates, we've got this huge database here that really helps you put content together for your site. And it starts off with titles. And so here are a whole load of titles that are proven to get clicks. Okay, so we touched on this earlier in the training. These are the types of titles that people are really, really looking for. And so 3 lessons that you can benefit from today, 10 tips, 3 tips, 5 ways to create whatever. And so you can see now that maybe a better title would be something like 5 5 of the best green coffee beans for weight loss, for example. Okay, and so all I need to do is just do a couple more searches around green coffee beans, for example, and I can find some more content to curate from. And this provides all the content, all the context you need, and everything in one post. And if I'm looking for weight loss or something like that, or green coffee beans, I'm going to click on that. Okay, because that is something that I know is going to answer my query, because that's exactly what I want. Okay, because I'm looking to lose weight using green coffee beans, but I'm obviously trying to understand which are the best ones, etc. So if you write a post around the 5 of the best ones, then you're up and running. So just other things within this templates database which are really, really useful is, so we have titles, we have Facebook questions. So when you post to Facebook, you can, use some of these titles that, again, these are proven to get engagement and get people to, engage with your Facebook posts. We've got something called history, which is basically, a database of every day going back in history. All right. So if you clicked on any of these, then these are different things that have happened on any particular day in history. And there's a calendar here, so you can actually look at this day in history and see what actually happened. So again, that provides ideas for content. There's a famous quotes database. So, if you have anyone like maybe a success mentor or Einstein, or you're looking for some interesting quote, then you have all of them here from all the famous people around the world. Okay, and you just click on them. And again, if you want that in your editor, then you just put wherever you want it to go. Okay, and highlight whatever it is, or you can just double click on it, and it goes straight into your editor down here. Okay. But of course, that's not all. People, especially in content marketing, want to understand how to create press releases. So we've got press release templates in there. We've got curation templates. Remember, we talked about those different types of curation. Well, we provide, ready-made examples that literally these are like, you just copy these in to your post and just tailor them for your niche. Okay, so really, really easy to use. We've got a whole collection of interesting facts in here, buyer keywords, and more importantly, at the bottom here, things like content calendars. And this is what people struggle with. Okay, so people are looking for ways of structuring their month so that they can post consistently, okay, out to their blog, so you don't run out of ideas. And what we've provided here is a content calendar, so you can go to whatever day of the week, and you can click on this, and it provide the structure and the idea of the content that you can write for your post. Okay, so really, really useful and really, really valuable. Now, the other thing that you can do with this is, let's just have a look over here. I'm just having a look at the quick at the chat box so people can see and understand what we're looking at. Okay, so yeah, just a couple of people saying, can you use this tool to create articles for a magazine? Yes, of course you can. So Mary Louise is saying, but I thought you said we wanted to use trending, spiky keyword topics, which is true, Mary Louise. The thing is, the keywords wouldn't actually appear in here if they weren't, the trending keywords that people are actually searching for right now. Okay, but my point about the spiky thing is that you don't want to search, you don't want to get a result on a spike that's just disappearing. Okay, because the interest in that content will be gone. Okay, I hope you get that. Yeah, so you understand what it is. AK is just saying, wow, I never run out of ideas here. Patrick saying, does it only work in English? It's an English app, okay, but I've got people in Spain, Germany, in France, all using it, with no problems whatsoever. Okay, so I think you can see that that's a really, really powerful tool for actually creating your content. And what you do once you've created your post, okay, is you just literally, you push that straight out to your blog. Okay, so there's a button here called Publish, and you click on Publish, and you select, whatever blog you want. Okay, and you select whatever category on your blog you want. Make sure you've got a description in there and some tags. Okay, and click Publish, or you can schedule, in advance, so that you could, for example, you could do a month's worth of publishing in one sitting, in one day, but you can schedule it so it gets dripped out, over the month. and that's really, really useful. So you don't have to keep coming back to it, every day. And you can also post to Facebook. So when you post to Facebook, of course, what you don't do is you don't necessarily post a huge post like this. You post a status update, which, as you know, is much shorter, and it's just text. Okay, and you can select. I haven't got any pages loaded, but you can post direct to all your Facebook pages from here. So it's not just your Facebook profile. But then what's really cool is once these are all posted, you can go to the post tab and you can see all the posts that have gone out to your various blogs. And you can double click on these and this will take you straight to the post. You can retweet it from here, or you can share it straight to your Facebook page. And what it also does is it monitors here what the page rank and sharing on Facebook, all the social metrics for your post that are coming in here. Now, obviously, all these posts are very much demo posts that I've done really for the purposes of these webinars, but that's why they've got no results on them. But the way you can see this in action is this section down here, which is called competitors, and this is where you can put in your competitors' posts or even their YouTube pages. Okay, and it will pull back all the social metrics of your competitors' posts and sites, so that you can see what you're up against and what you're competing against. There, literally just in this table right here. Okay, so as you can see, this is a really, really powerful tool. Okay, and it enables you to create content really, really quickly. It enables you to create content for your site really, really quickly, and and it's a very, very powerful way of you getting traffic and authority to your site. So what I want to do is just come back and tell you what else you get with this. Okay, because every week I do a webinar training session. Okay, and this is very open, very relaxed Q&A session, so that for all the members of Kudani, they come in and they can join that and ask any questions, and I really do help them get along with it, because it's really important for me that people do get along with it and understand how to use it and are getting results from it. And what we also do is we have a Facebook group as well, so that people can engage with other people using the app and share ideas and content. Okay, and from that perspective, it's really, really powerful to have a community of people all on the same page. So it's, as I said, so you get weekly webinar training, you get Facebook training, and just to give you an idea, straight away, even on the first training session, we had people coming in with testimonials. They're just entering them into the chat box. People find this really, really valuable, and I think this is where a lot of people, especially other product people, they don't deliver after the sale, and this is what I really like doing. I need to ensure that people are actually using the product and getting success out of them, but also all my products are driven from the customers. So it's really, really important that I'm in touch with customers, so I know how they're using it and how we can make the apps better. And so we get testimonials like this coming in. Amazing product, your best yet, businesses in a box that I can go forward with to build a real income. Kudani is like a Swiss Army knife, a most useful and valuable tool. I can understand why everyone's going into fits of ecstasy about Kudani, and Kudani is the best I have seen so far. And this is the best curation software. It's all in one, keyword research and other stuff. Great. Love the program so far, says Mike Scott. Okay, so it's not just a software product, it's training, it's a Facebook group, it's everything to get you supported when you're building your authority sites. And so what I've done for everyone who's come on board with Instant Infographics Presence is I wanted to put together an offer for everyone. And the way we structured this is you get the Kudani desktop application, and if you try and search for any other content marketing app out there, you'll find that the ones that have anywhere near the type of functionality that Kudani does, or even just one element, they're driven and targeted at corporate marketers. And the reason for that is the corporate marketers have the money. And so the minimum I've managed to find a similar tool for is $5,988. And of course, this is a real comprehensive content marketing software system. But what you also get, in this special offer is you get what's called a business edition license. And this is valued at $997. And this enables you to run it on unlimited number of blogs and up to 5 desktops. So, if you have an outsourcer working with you or some VAs or anything like that, then they will work with you, and you can give them a license so that independently of yours, so that they can also, or they can, instead of you, publish content to your blogs. What you also get is what's called Kudani Masterclass, and this is a full content marketing course. Okay, it's 19 videos and PDFs and everything, within the course, so that you can become a master, of content marketing. And there's also Kudani Consultant, and this is really cool because this is, how you can actually sell content marketing as a service, to other businesses, and it's really, really powerful for that. So, it's another way of generating revenue. And you know what? Local businesses are looking for people like you to help them with their blogs because they know they need it. They've already been educated on the fact that they need to publish content to get traffic. And so they would welcome someone like you going to them and saying, hey, how about I take that load off? And you can incorporate that into the Kudani software and do it all remotely for them. Then what you also get is something called Page One Lead Magnet, and this is a really good, this is a really good opt-in plugin that sits in your site and enables you to get opt-ins. Okay, so you can build your list on your actual website, and it's really, really comprehensive, very customizable. You can change colors, logos, and everything. And you also get a curation theme. Okay, and the curation theme is optimized, specifically for Kudani. It's actually called Kudani theme, and you get that within the members area, so you can get started straight away. And for anyone who's been stung by a Google penalty in the past, then you get access to one of my best-selling courses called the Penalty Recovery Method, and that's in the members area as well. So, of course, as I said before, you get live weekly training, full Q&A, full hand-holding, and you also get a very, very active, Facebook group. And so, that whole package is worth $9,426. Okay, and what we're doing today is putting that together for you for just $197 per year. You can buy it monthly, and you can buy it monthly at $47 a month, and so there's that option there for you as well. But of course, you can see the value on 197. In 4 months, you've got a year's worth of usage straight away. So what I'm going to do is just have a look at the chat box and just help you through any questions that you might have. Or Bertrand, if there's any questions that you might have seen there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Paul. So first, I just wanted to say it was a great webinar. I kind of learned a lot myself as well about content marketing, and especially the part you had about aggregation. So like 5 best ways to add a members area to your WordPress sites, or the best live chat plugins for WordPress and so on. Because these are the kind of posts that really drive my attention personally, so I can recognize, they work very well. And you're pretty right also to say that, most of the big internet powerhouses, like sites like Mashable, the New York Times, Lifehacker, TechCrunch, and so on, they pretty much use these strategies on a daily and even on an hourly basis. Like every hour, they will have 10 how to post and 5 easy ways posts. So that really makes kind of a lot of sense. And what I really like about Kudani in that sense is that it's all about like good old-fashioned marketing, like curating good content and then sharing it with your audience to drive traffics and sales. So that was pretty cool. We had a few questions, so I took note of them. So if you don't mind, I'll just talk you through some of them.
Sure.
So one person was asking, how can you use Kudani with videos if you can do that?
Yeah. So basically, what you could do, let's just pull that up. So, essentially within the search feature here, you can just search over videos. Okay. So if I click on the same search, green coffee beans, for example, then, these are all videos, on that topic. Okay. And again, you just position your cursor to wherever you want it, and you can either view it, in the video window, um, or you can literally double click on it and it will actually put it straight into your editor in here. That video is taking some time to load for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can create videos straight in there.
Okay. Okay, so that's pretty great. Someone was asking, like, how can he use this to create blog traffic? So, like, to really to get more traffic to his blog and more followers as well.
So what you're doing is you're creating posts on a regular basis that are keyword optimized. Okay, and by curating content, you're able to create it quickly. And secondly, you're creating authority content because you're taking it from authority blogs, and it's keyword optimized for the long tail keywords. In other words, the keywords that don't need backlinks. Okay, and you'll find that these posts rank really, really quickly and easily. And because of that, that's how you get the traffic. And once you start getting traffic and engagement and people find your blog interesting, then they're going to start sharing it. And that's how you actually get more and more blog traffic.
Okay, that makes sense. And someone was asking about WordPress. So how do you connect Kudani to a WordPress blog? I think you touched on that, but
Yeah, you just literally, yeah, I mean, you saw me go to the publish button,
yeah.
and you literally set up your blogs in there, as many as you want. Okay, and so all you need, is your username, your password, and you put that into Kudani, and it remotely posts to your blog in the background.
Okay, and GP was asking a very good question here. So can you use this to manage content for your clients as well as your personal websites?
Absolutely. So you can literally link in your client's blog, into the Kudani desktop app, and do that so that you can manage and remotely manage, their website on their behalf.
Okay, so you can actually link multiple blogs and multiple WordPress blogs on one single install.
Multiple, exactly. And that's unlimited. So remember, with this
Okay.
with this offer, with the business edition license, it's completely unlimited. So yeah,
Wow.
you can just post away.
Okay. James was asking if he picks up the $47 offer, is there an option to upgrade later on, in time?
But there is, but not at the special offer price. Okay, so
Okay.
you
Okay.
can obviously upgrade to the main price,
Mhm.
but not to the special offer one.
Okay, we have some praises as well from Tracy, saying, finally a content creation system that is not a WordPress plugin. And, she really appreciates the fact that it's a desktop application.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Yes, so that's pretty much it, I guess. I mean, we're getting lots of positive comments from the webinar for you, Paul, saying thank you, for the content.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that content you can do, put into place right now. Okay, so that's that's going to get you going right away. But of course, with the tool, then you get all the structure and everything. You get the templates, and that's what people find really, really valuable. And we just expand these. So someone asked, in the members area within Facebook, they were saying like, how can I use buyer keywords, to combine with my niche? And so we just did some research, and we just put together a huge list of the types of keywords that people are using, for that are buyer orientated. Okay, and again we just put that into here. Okay, so this is always expanding, with new content, and new templates to help our customers move forward.
Yeah, we had another praise from Mike Clay saying, as someone who is already using the software, don't wait and get the full year now. And I will have to second that. I think Kudani is it's an excellent, content creation software. It's good old-fashioned marketing where you really provide value to your audience. And Paul is great at supporting his software and customers. And you just been on the call with us today, and if you get in on Kudani, you'll get weekly calls like this with Paul as well, and you can see how much value we just got in the past hour. So yeah.
Brilliant. So a couple of questions as well. People saying, how does it prevent duplicate content? So the key thing, if you remember when I talked about curation, is as long as you provide a backlink to the source of where you got that content from, okay, then it's not duplicate content. All right, because Google understands that you're curating. It understands that you're referencing the origin of that content, and it's perfectly legit, a perfectly good way of of creating content for your site. So Mary Louise is saying, are the images royalty free? So in the image search, Mary Louise, you've got, I'll just show you what you've got. So we search over Pixabay, which is public domain, completely royalty free. Morgfile, which is royalty free. Stock Exchange, which is royalty free, and Flickr, which is Creative Commons. Okay, so Flickr, as you may know, is one of the biggest picture databases out there. But there are two sides to Flickr. So there's the side that is purely user-generated images that people don't want to be shared. Okay, or there's the images that people do want to be shared as long as there's a link back to them, and that's called Creative Commons. And so we only search across the Creative Commons database, so you can be assured that you're using genuine images that are not going to get you into any trouble. Okay, let's have a look.
Paul?
Yeah.
It seems you are breaking out a bit on the last question about the royalty-free images.
Oh, okay. How's that now? Is that better? I think the
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah.
I think my internet connection just died suddenly.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all back. Okay,
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, so so just on the royalty-free side, so in case you missed that, so basically, you have 4 different sources here for images. All right, so Pixabay, which is public domain, Stock Exchange, and Morguefile, which are also royalty free, and Flickr, which is Creative Commons only. So in other words, when you take an image from that, you provide a link back to the source of that image. And of course, Kudani does all that for you completely automatically. Okay, so best time now is to jump in while that offer's on. That offer is there till Wednesday, okay, and then we'll close that down, okay. So jump in and grab that now, and I'll really look forward to seeing you within the members area within Facebook. Incidentally, people are asking about the theme. Let me just show you what the theme looks like. So if I go to a sample site here, so this is just a site we just threw up. It's a curated site just all about memory and concentration. And this is the type of thing. So 7 memory improvement tips that make a difference. Okay, understanding. But this is what the theme looks like. All right, so you've got a customizable logo area. We've got structured categories, images here. All this kind of stuff really catches people's eyes, or catches the eye, I should say, and creates engagement, around the content. And you can see at the bottom here, this is this subscribe section, okay, to actually get people onto your list, and this is what Page One Lead Magnet does for you. Okay, so that all goes in there as well. Okay, let's have a look. So Mark's just asking about the trends in the keyword search be interrupted when Google AdWords ends their free keyword tool. So Mark, we're not using the Google keyword tool for that data. So we're going direct to the trends database. So that should be absolutely fine. Mary Louise is saying, do we have to use that theme? No, you don't at all. You can use a magazine theme, as you've said. We just provide that just to help people who haven't got a theme, they can get up and running straight away. Okay, the offer is running through to Wednesday. The date is probably wrong. It should be Wednesday the 28th. So if anyone's querying on that.
Yeah, and Paul, I just wanted to add, like if you don't mind, I wanted to add a product of mine as a bonus to this offer, because I just felt that the Kudani team, people might need a header on it, and I actually have a product called Instant Header Presence, which is like a header creator. And so, like, just for people on this webinar, if you do get Kudani today, get in touch with our support desk, and we'll give you access to Instant Header Presence, which is, I think, about a $60 value product. Yeah, so that's my extra bonus for people.
Excellent, excellent. So you get that plus Instant Header Presence.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Excellent, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. They can check it out at instantheaderpresence.com if they want. And I mean, if they get it today and get in touch with me, we'll throw in the upgrade for free as well. So yeah, it's and that would really help, to customize their website as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're probably going to draw a close to this webinar soon. So I can see lots of people. Let me know if you're in. I can see lots of people typing in. I'm in. Now's the time to jump in on that offer while it's still open. Yeah. So we're just looking through. So Ron's. Okay. Okay, great. All right. So lots of people coming in. soon as you signed up, you'll get the emails welcoming you, and you get straight in the Facebook group, and get started straight away. Okay, and this will really help you move forward, with your site and enable you to get traffic. Okay, so now it's time to jump in. Click on the link. Link's in the chat box. Okay, and so you'll be straight in there. Okay. Good. All right. So lots of people coming in. Thanks very much for doing that. Okay. Anyone else coming in? Because we're going to close this down soon, and I really want you to make use of this. Brilliant. All right. Any other? Thanks, Sharon. Sharon said I'm in as well. Rick's in. Mary's buying it right now. Brilliant. All right, guys. So unless there's any more questions, then we're going to be closing this session today. I really hope you found that valuable. The training content will work, on your sites right now. Lots of people buying in, and I'm looking forward to seeing you, in the Facebook group. Okay, Bertrand, anything else you want to add?
Well, yeah, it was. I would say it was a great webinar for me as well. I really enjoyed it, and so if you haven't got your copy of Kudani, make sure you get it now. It's a very good software. It's very sound marketing, and you get access to Paul, who is a great marketer as well. So I guess that'll be it from us, and yeah, I guess we can close this webinar. I don't see any more questions right now.
Brilliant. All right, guys. So now's your time to jump in, get that, and you get the bonus. If you buy right now. Eric's in, Debbie's in. Sadie's saying I've got the wrong date on the offer page. I know, Sadie, it's my mistake. So it should be the 28th. Okay, so it's closing on Wednesday the 28th. Apologies for that, but thanks for picking up on it. Barry's in, Laura's in. All right, guys, that's fantastic. So I'll look forward to seeing you in the members area, in the Facebook group. There's I have one of my project managers called Kirsty. She's in the Facebook group, and she helps manage things on a daily basis as well. So look out for her. You can reach out for her if you get stuck with anything. She's like your concierge, as it were. Okay. Brilliant. All right, guys. So I'm going to close the webinar now. Thanks very much for being on. Thanks, Bertrand, for
thank you
for sharing it, for being co-host. Yeah, we'll look forward to speaking to everyone soon.
Thank you. Bye for now. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.